Salutations, Sidney! The video list grew. Here's another session on Schoology and You. You know the drill by now. Watch, pause, rewind. These ideas will aid you with Schoology in mind. Creating new materials for my classes was one of my favorite parts of being a teacher. This time around, we will be looking at creating course materials inside of Schoology using the tools they provide. From our landing page here, we're going to go back into our course through our course dashboard. We're going to go back to our materials. From the last video, you should have been able to at least set up your folders and get them labeled. If you don't have the first few, you should probably make sure you do that so that way you have some folders to work on in your sandbox course. So from here, notice I have a September, an October, and November. And October and November are both unpublished, as I would not want students or parents to be able to see it. But I want to work within my September folder. Inside my September folder, I added 3 other folders, a class news folder and 2 folders for my lessons, week 1 and week 2. I'm going to show you how to add documents, files, video links, and images to these folders. So I'm going to actually click on the blue text for September, and this is going to give me a bit more space to work with because as we get into further into the folders, they get smaller. So now they're a little bit bigger. So let's say I want to add something to class news. So I'm going to add materials, and I want to add a link or a file that's going to be useful to my students. So I'm going to attach a file from something that I already have saved in my documents folder, and I'm going to add the school calendar for 2020-2021. When I add it, at first it's going to come down here, but remember, we can click and we can drag and we can place things right where we want them to be. Don't know why I made 2 copies, but we're going to delete one of those and deleted both. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so now I have the PDF of the calendar. When I click on the PDF, it is going to open up within Schoology. Some items will give you the option to open up a new tab or a new window, but for the most part, working within Schoology keeps students in one place without having a bunch of tabs open. So up here I have my little navigation bar. I can go back to the September menu, and that way I can add more things. Let's add some stuff to our sandcastles folder. So I want to add, let's add a page. Now, a page isn't much. It's a place where you can type in your text, you can add other files and links and resources, and many other things. You also have all the text editing equipment that you may need. So for here, let's say I just want sandcastle instructions. If I had specific instructions I wanted students to follow for an assignment or a lab, I could type them in here, and so it's easy for students to be able to find. So I could say, add sand, add water, make sandcastle. And I could decide once I got down here whether I want to publish it to students right away, or if I wanted to display it on a new page, or display it within Schoology. Once I've decided, I'm going to go ahead and hit create, and I've created it right inside the folder. Let's create something else. Let's this time add a link. So I'm going to go down here, add file, link, or external tool. I'm going to click link, and let's say I found this very impressive sandcastle video that I want to share with my students, kind of get them ready for this unit. So I'm going to copy the URL and paste it into here. I'm going to give it a title, Top 5 Sandcastles, and then I have a decision to make, either display in Schoology or display in a new window. Personally, I like displaying in a new window, especially with YouTube, because it tends to get locked within Schoology. So I'm going to add it. So now when I click on that link, it's going to take me outside of Schoology and open up a new tab. Another thing we can add is we can add images, and they're going to be treated just like files for right now. So I'm going to add a file, and let's see here. Let's say I want to add this image of a sandcastle. Okay, so I'm going to add the file. Now my students have an image of a sandcastle that when they click will open it up. You can also add files, images, and links, especially YouTube links, within page links. So if I add another page and I want to add that same YouTube link, at the approve authorization, I can search for specific YouTube videos. So let's say I want to look for sandcastles and not music by Beyonce. Then I import it. And what it will do is it will embed it into this page. So I can rename this as Sandcastle Video. And create. So now when students open this one up, it'll embed the video right into Schoology. That's all I have for this time. Next time we're going to be talking about another thing you can add to your materials. These ones are going to be called media albums, and we'll talk more about that next time.